Hey guys, it's James again. I thought I'd share with you a couple of nuggets from a book that I was given as a gift. I've been given some awesome books as gift actually. You know, I'm very blessed. What can I say? I have some awesome people in my life. And this one is called As a Man Thinketh. I hope you've actually heard of it before. It's a really good book. It's only quite a small book. Love you, Fawn. Awesome present. Still love it. Still read it every now and again. Not as often as I should, but I'm very grateful and it means a lot. Anyway, before I do that, I wanted to talk about the importance of reading. It's actually one of the things I actually partake of, or basically I listen to, let's put it that way, a regular call called the Think and Grow Rich call. You actually heard me talk about it before, which is a daily mindset call that's led by Paul Hutchings and a group of leaders basically. I believe Paul started it about 2-3 years ago. And he regularly has, you know, I don't know, maybe over 50 or 100 people on there on a daily basis, just listening in, sharing ideas and concepts, and going through the book Think and Grow Rich. So check that out because it's awesome. It's not about any specific business, so it doesn't talk about one specific company. It's just about the principles of thinking and growing rich, I guess, is the way to summarize it, really. It's based on the ideals of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Okay, so basically, one of the things that Paul advocates is a daily practice of reading for maybe 30 minutes. In fact, he recently had a challenge where everybody was meant to do a 30-30-30, which I believe was 30 minutes of reading, 30 minutes of listening to a powerful audio, and 30 minutes of meditating or spending time just collecting your thoughts at some point during your day, ideally at the beginning of the day. You often hear a lot of leaders talking about how important it is to read. And I've also heard some people say, I guess as with me, I'm not an avid reader. I wish I was more of a reader, so I often watch videos, but I know it's important to read. And reason being, when you actually read, you can't help but be completely submerged or focused on what you're reading on. Your conscious and your subconscious mind, I guess, is locked in. There's no distractions. You can't have the TV in the background. Well, you can, but generally, I guess, if you're watching a video or listening to audio, you could be doing so many other things. But when you're reading, you're forced to focus. And I think I read somewhere that engages a certain part of your brain that you don't if you're partaking in multiple tasks at the same time. And so it's important to read. I mean, loads of leaders actually read, you know, and as they say, success leaves clues. So if the people that you aspire to be like are doing something, if Richard Branson came and said to you, you need to read more, because that's what helped me to get where I got to, I think you ought to read. If Oprah says you need to read more because that's what helped me get to where I get to, you need to read more. If Barack Obama says I read regularly, you need to read more. If, I don't know, Bill Gates or John Maxwell or any of those leaders, the people that you look up to, read, then maybe there's a clue in that for all of us. The rest of us are aspiring to be better, to do better, to achieve different things in our lives. And so it's important. There's a quote from Dr. Seuss actually, where he says, I think it's The Cat in the Hat, and he says, I love Dr. Seuss, by the way, in case you haven't worked that out by now. He says, the more you read, the more you know, and the more you know, the more places you go. And I think that's just awesome. It sums it up really well. It's important, basically. You're able to travel and go different places without even actually ever leaving your room, if you like, just through the pages of a book. And I know in this day and age with technology, etc., sometimes reading is, I don't know, maybe not the most exciting thing, you know. I remember speaking to one of my friend's little girls, and she was saying, oh, I mean, it's just so boring, you know. I'd rather be on my iPad or, you know, on my, all the technology, all the toys, basically, watching TV or something else. But it's really, really important, you know. I like to think about a situation where sometimes when there's a movie, a film that you want to go and see, and you've read the book, it's a completely different experience. Whereas if you watch the film first and then you read the book, I think it's very different. Because, I mean, when you read, all the characters come to life in your imagination, in your mind, exactly how as you imagine them to be. But whereas when you watch a film or you listen to an audiobook, depending on the voice, the tone of the person actually reading the book, it gives a different, I guess, impression or picture of the characters or the story. And I feel when you're left to your own devices, when it's only down to your own imagination, it's a lot more of a, I guess, a more real, vivid adventure, if you like. You could argue that now with all the technology and all the effects and everything, blue screen, they do a terrific job. But I don't think you can really match what goes on in your mind, you know, your very own mind. It reminds me of something else, actually. I remember David Wood, the co-founder of the Empower Network, actually talking about Robert Maxwell. Oh, no, sorry, John Maxwell, not Robert Maxwell, a different Maxwell. Anyway, John Maxwell, and how he had, I think somebody he knew or something like that had met the person that gives John Maxwell massages, and he explained to that person that one of the things he does is he reads every day. And he went on to explain that although he's been doing it for a number of years now, and obviously he's a very successful author, etc., John Maxwell, and he explained that basically when he started doing it, I think it was 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, and he explained that over the course of, you know, maybe the first 6 months or a year or so, when he compared himself to some of his other friends, there didn't seem to be any significant difference really. But then over a year or 2 or 3 or 5, there was a significant difference. So, you know, success leaves clues. If these people are saying read more, then maybe we should read more. Try it, test it out, you know, pick up a book. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything extensive. This is quite a small book, it's not that big. But it's really good. Different types of books, you know, everybody's different, so they might be different. You might be into murder mysteries or crime or horror books or adventure books or just funny books, you know. It's good to read. Take care. Read more. The more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the more places you'll go. In your mind, in the world. Read more. Take care. Bye for now.